Alright, this is Andrew Jolly with Jodo Home Inspections. Today is August 2nd, 2023. We're at 465 East 3rd Ave. We have the camera pushed out 143 feet to the city connection. Now we're going to pull it back and record it and see what we find. So this first connection point is called the nose on. This is where it goes from the lateral line into the main city line. It looks like the nose on is broken. So you have a clay fitting where you can see sections have shattered out and kind of fallen into the line. That's a spot where the line could continue to move. Waste could collect on that lip, and that could create a blockage, and that could lead to a backup into the house. Definitely not ideal. The only way to fix something like that is to dig it up and do a spot repair. And then it immediately goes into cast iron, and that's what the majority of this line is cast iron. As you can see on the screen, cast iron gets really rough and rusty. Eventually it will need to be replaced. You definitely want to avoid putting wet wipes down the line or anything that you don't need to put down the line because it can get stuck. Already as I pushed the camera out, I saw some waste stuck in the line. Over time a lot of it will work its way down, but the concern is that waste could get stuck enough that it creates a blockage and then it could back up into the house. So far it looks like you have good grade, which would mean that you could do a liner. As long as you have good grade, instead of digging up the pipe to replace it, they could blow a liner through it, and that's like having a new pipe inside of the old one. And liners are still expensive, but a little more cost effective than digging it up. It also saves the yard. I would definitely recommend getting the insurance on this line. You can get insurance through companies like HomeServe. It's pretty inexpensive. You can get sewer and the water line for around $19 a month, and that would help offset the cost if and when it needs to be replaced. I think they only cover up to $10,000, which probably wouldn't do this entire line, but it would cover a lot of it. I scoped from the access point in the ADU as well, and that was all plastic. I'm not seeing any plastic in this line, and so I'm not sure where it feeds in. And then when I went through that access in the garage, I couldn't get all the way out. I got 70 feet out, which is a ways, but I never hit cast iron, and I never went into a shared line where it was feeding into something. So I'm not positive if it goes in the same direction, if it goes all the way out to the city line on its own. I would ask the seller if they're aware or if they have any plans of when it was put in to try to get more info.
Okay.
But with that, I got 70 feet out and I was hitting a pretty tight turn, and even as I ran water, I couldn't get my camera past it.
Which way did it turn? Coming from there?
Well, I don't know what direction it goes.
Yeah.
Once it's buried and I go through a couple turns, even a small degree can put it in a totally different spot.
Yeah.
70 feet out.
We haven't seen a junction in this, right?
No, but we'll be coming up to one that looks like it might be shared with maybe a neighbor's line. I mean, we're going out of the foundation pretty much right here. And so when there's a T, it can be a concern if you're shared in or tied in with another line, which this age of a house certainly could be. One concern with that is that if you're shared with the neighbor's line, you can't always get insurance on those lines. I know HomeServe won't insure a shared line.
Yeah, and that house to that side is like a multi-family unit, so there's no telling what you're going to get.
For sure, and that's the other concern is that you can't control what they're putting down, and so if they back it up, it could back up into your house. You could back up because of something they're putting down. So still cast iron. It is right here where it looks like it's going into a shared line and not necessarily just a turn. It looks like it actually comes from that direction.
The water runs straight across?
And also I'm not running any water here, and so that running water is probably coming from a neighboring property. And 15 feet out or 16 feet out, that's not far enough that this is the city line. And so my guess is it's shared with a neighbor.
Well, imagine it,
And
this side of the house is that.
we're going out and then it's turning left, it looks like.
It might be
be,
the side of, not your driveway, that's your driveway.
and it kind of turns to the left there.
There's the phone.
So,
Oh yeah, so that's multiplex white one out right here.
yeah. Well, so right off the bat, it kind of turns to the right. So it looks like it goes out, turns right, and then it might go towards the back, towards the garage. I can't tell.
Yeah, and then this line could go out to one of the number streets and not Third Ave.